Hey, it's Grayson, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. The moment where we get to find out whether or not Rob Dyrdek was right in recommending hypnosis as a method to attain success and to deal with different problems in your life, or specifically as applied to my life. So if you've been following it, I started over 30 days ago with the AIM strategy for optimal success and achievement by Dr. George Pratt, who is the hypnotist that Rob Dyrdek credits with a good deal of his success, taking him from being a quote lazy and unmotivated person to being a highly successful athlete and entrepreneur. A bit of background on my situation. I was out of real legitimate work for quite some time. I was dealing with issues with ADHD. I have Asperger's syndrome as well. I have difficulty focusing and really being unmotivated in wanting to work, not really wanting to like work hard and just and letting my debt just sit there and things like that. That is why when I heard about the AIM strategy and what Rob Dyrdek had recommended, it really appealed to me. So I decided to try the program out. So what is the AIM strategy? AIM strategy is actually an acronym and I'm going over this again for those that are new to the video series. Active relaxation, imagery, and mental rehearsal. So it's sort of hypnosis, but it's not necessarily like full-blown hypnosis as you'd think of it. With this program, it's an audio tape, but it's also sold with a book called Hyper Performance, which I actually didn't go through. And the active relaxation part of it is basically tensing up different muscles in your body, breathing deeply, then holding your breath, and releasing. The imagery is sort of visualizing a goal, and the mental rehearsal is going through they have different options or components to the mental rehearsal. One of them is for personal power, which is sort of envisioning yourself in sort of a shield, like an invisible shield around your body. Then the one that's for creativity is really it's really more about problem solving. It's about seeing all of your problems as being in a bunch of concentric circles and creating ideas for them. And then the one that's for presentation is kind of going through mentally how you're going to go into a presentation, all the things that are going to go right, how you're going to calm yourself down, and all the things that could possibly go wrong, and thinking through them to prepare for a presentation. The program is, it sounds like it's an older audio tape that's been converted to these MP3 files that you can buy from Dr. Pratt's website. It sometimes goes by the name Release Your Business Potential, so it comes off very much like a management training program. It doesn't really come off like a program for like a Rob Dyrdek. Like if you were to envision something that was a Rob Dyrdek program, something that was focused on people in the action sports scene, you wouldn't think they would be something like this. This is not going to be meditating two dirty heads. With this program, it is very much focused on helping you to attain success. And I kind of cheated as I was going through this program. I sometimes skip part of the relaxation because I was having different types of discomfort and not wanting to mess up certain parts of it. I also, with the mental rehearsal, I was only doing the personal power one. I've only done the creativity one and the presentation one like once or twice maybe. So I can't review that much on those. But what I will tell you is that with what I've done with this program, which I was pretty consistent in doing this over time, the result was actually pretty good. Within really the first couple weeks of doing AIM, I started to notice that my attitude towards success was improving, that I wasn't like skipping those very much cringeworthy YouTube ads of become successful with this or that form of digital marketing or investment or whatever, which I would have given my ire to prior to the program. That attitude still comes and goes, but the intense, like, not lack of desire for work has gone down significantly. And within like 2 to 3 weeks of starting AIM, I started to actually, I think it was only like the 2-week mark of doing AIM. I got a job opportunity presented to me. I was able to go in and do well, and I got the job. It's making more per hour than my prior job, fewer hours, but making more per hour and possibly getting some more hours at this job, which me going into work and actually working a job is something that I didn't really find conceivable, because I would just exhaust and like burn out. Like I would just kind of just like fall asleep, like at the sight or the thought of work. I would either like fall asleep or panic, which I do sometimes still get those responses, but it's a lot more tamed down. So I'm able to hold down this job for now, which I credit a lot to the AIM strategy. Obviously some things fell in line just in the perfect way possible, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bit of privilege, I got this as a connection. But the strategy has been rather successful, but there is a pretty sizable caveat here. I came in with quite a few problems with being ADD, having some balance issues, different situations in my mental health, having the sort of post-traumatic stress disorder, and a lot of those issues have basically stayed the same. The program is very much focused on changing like your how you think and behave in relation to success, and that's what worked on. To be fair, some of the relaxation parts I wasn't doing as intensely. Maybe those parts would have actually attenuated those other issues, but those other issues have really only responded to neurofeedback treatment, and then for the balance issues, advanced vestibular treatment, which are both intensive medical treatment programs under the hand of a doctor. So it'd be kind of unfair to say the AIM strategy didn't work for that, but because it wasn't really necessarily intended to do that. But Dr. Pratt actually has a program called Code to Joy that's more focused on trauma and different types of emotional issues of that sort, and I would want to look into that as well, but I haven't even gotten through the hyper performance book. What we have seen here, we've seen success with me getting a job. We've seen limited to no success with some of this regular anxiety stuff. I'm still as panicked as I was before, things like that, but I am able to perform well at work. What we have not yet really seen vis-a-vis success, and it's a big deal for me, it's been part of the imagery, is passing my real estate exam, but I should be actually going and taking my real estate exam within the next few weeks, and I have been able to study for it, have been somewhat focused on studying for it, still distractible. That's the other thing, is I'm still ADHD, distractible, unorganized, but I'm able to give more output. So the ADHD is still there. Basically, all my issues are still there, but it's just that I'm getting better in relation to some of the more very specific success-related variables in all of this. Some of the strategy, I think there are some specific strategies in the hyper-performance book that may deal with some of the ADHD disorganization, but I haven't even gotten into the book part of it. So overall, for what it's worth, this program is very much worth it. I'd recommend it to anybody that's having trouble with success with finding or holding down a job. It's worth a try. Pretty economical. There are different options on the website. I'm going to put the link. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. Just wanted to tell you guys about my experience, especially since there are people like hearing about Rob Dyrdek and his hypnotist in social media and other forums, and wanted to let you know a little bit what it's like using this program. All right, so you'll continue to get updates from me, and hopefully now that I'm more motivated and more apt to be wanting to do stuff for my own success, I'll be more apt to do stuff for you guys on the channel too, so please be sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell as well so you get the updates from me. We're working right now on getting the Fixer Punk podcast going with some of the content that is a bit more like the last video I did on Mikey Taylor, really towards finding inclusive solutions to problems of people like myself or people in situations that may be worse than myself, of not being able to perform as well in society as they should. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.